I'm a little snowed in today. We had a big dump last night, and well, I'm not getting out of the driveway, and they don't plow my street here, so I gotta find something to entertain myself with today in the shop. Let's see what I come up with today.
We got a nice dump of snow last night. It's not expected to last, but we got a pile of it. You can see it's right up to the doors, halfway up to the wheels, up to the axles of my car. Like, this is huge for us. We never see this. Might sound like I'm complaining, because I am, because I don't like the snow. But I'm kind of stuck here today, so let's see what type of project I can come up with to work on today. So we saw this unit a couple times in the past. I used this to pull the motor out from the tape deck to get a motor for, I think it was a Nakamichi cassette deck that I pulled the motor out of this for. And then I had the brilliant idea to make this play, instead of 33 and 45, 33 and 78 mono. So the output from the cartridge has been bridged to play mono records. That way you get rid of all the surface noise and stuff. And I thought, well, this thing just kind of kicking around here, I only hang on to it because I've got some 78 records. And yeah, I've got the big old gramophone, but this sounds a lot better. I've got some I might even drag them out and show you a few of the ones that I've got here in this one. But I thought, wouldn't it be nice if I could just make this thing all in one unit, where I don't have to plug it into my stereo system if I want to use it, and I don't have to connect external speakers to it. Wouldn't it be kind of cool if I could just put a speaker right inside this cabinet? And I think I will. I have a spare single speaker. This. The other one from this went into that little Minimus 0.5. I was thinking, what if I take the speaker from here, we'll cut a hole in the side and mount the speaker, because it's only mono, I only need one speaker, mount the speaker inside the cabinet and convert this into an all-in-one unit. I think that's what I'll do today, is I will make this a single speaker mono. Obviously the radio will still work, but it's mostly just so I can play some old 78 records. If I want to record those 78 records, I certainly can, because you see the jacks on the back that are marked auxiliary input, these are actually paralleled with the cartridge, so they function as an output. So that way it can be used to record them, and of course play them through a built-in speaker. That's today's project, because I'm snowed in. I got nothing else better to do. Well, I do, but this is going to be a little project for at least the early afternoon to pass a few hours and see what I can come up with. And yeah, I bought this speaker $8 for the pair of these a number of years ago at Tally's. I'd used them for another project before. As I say, I gutted one of them already because it's a nice full range speaker. That's the thing. This is a full range, and it actually does have very good sound. So let's tear into this thing and see what I need to do to prep this. So first, let's remove the bottom. It's just held in place with 2 screws. Remember how ugly this thing was. It's a big empty box, and that's the beauty of this, is I've got lots of room to work on either side. I can mount the speaker because I'll have plenty of room. I was thinking I'll map the speaker, mark it, drill the holes for the four corners, and then I'll put a bunch of holes in here. I didn't expect to see ribs on here. I think we're probably okay. There's enough of a ridge on the speaker itself that it won't interfere with the driver, but we'll see. But I'll drill a bunch of holes around here for that. If you look down here, this is how we monoed this unit. You see there's just a jumper wire that I put in, which has 2 advantages. One, because when you're playing the old shellac records, there's a lot of surface noise, and that translates into not only the lateral movement of the stylus, but there's also vertical movement due to all the uneven surfaces, which causes a lot of noise, and that's what makes 78 records sound as bad as they do if you play them on a stereo cartridge. By bridging the two together, you're canceling out the noise basically, and they're much cleaner. And also has the ability that you could put a vertical modulated groove as well as a lateral, and it'll play equal. It'll play them both. So I think that we'll put the speaker on this side of the cabinet just because it's away from other electronics, it's away from the motor, and it's away from the transformer and stuff. And as I say, we got lots of room in this thing. So I'll be drilling a bunch of holes in the cabinet and see if we can make this thing sound as good as it's going to sound. It'll be interesting to see how well it does sound. First things first, we'll remove the donor speaker from its cabinet. Incidentally, this is the cabinet that the other cabinet from this set is the stuff that I stuck up with that, what was it called? That tape? What was that stuff called? Alien tape. That's the other box for this pair of speakers that I stuck to the door, and that's been up there for months with just a couple strips of that alien tape. I figured I would stick it up and see if it really does hold up to the hype, but apparently it does because it's still stuck there. Okay. Speaker is separated from the box. Talk about cheap boxes, like no insulation or anything in them. I'll mount the speaker maybe like about here on the side. That seems like a pretty good place to mount it. And now you might think, what about vibration? Well, yeah, we might get some vibration, but hey, these are 78, so don't expect great sound anyway. It's not like they got a lot of bass and it's a ceramic cartridge, so I don't think I have to worry too much about that. I was thinking this side, but then I got to thinking maybe the other side might be better because mounted in like that, because it's further away from the pickup, because the pickup's on this side. So maybe we'll do the other side instead to try and remove any mechanical vibration as far away from the pickup. Not that it's going to really make much difference because this thing's plastic anyway. Oh well, you know, what can I say? It's an idea. We'll see how this works, and probably a little closer to the front might be a little better than at the back, just to kind of bring the sound out a little closer to where you would be listening. So first, we'll mark where the speakers are going to have to be, or where the holes are going to have to be drilled to mount the speaker. My old Milwaukee, I'm surprised this thing still works. This thing's like 17 years old, and the battery still hold a charge. I'm only going to put 2 screws. I'm going to mount it with 2 screws because I only have 2 readily available that have got nuts with them. So 2 screws will have to do. There's one hole there, and the other hole over here. So that should be good enough, I think, to hold the speaker. Make sure that my screws will fit through here. They should. There we go. That one fits. The other one should be the same. I think it's the same screw. So that's all you'll see on the outside. You'll just see a couple of small screws like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill holes around the middle here for the sound to come out. And I'll obviously drill holes that are a little bit bigger than that around here for the sound. Let's let the drilling begin. I kind of drilled or marked some lines on here. So that I can try to get them relatively straight. Dyson, our vacuums suck. And not in a good way. What a pathetic excuse for a vacuum cleaner. the nut on top here. There we go. Okay, now it's going to tighten these up. Okay, got a couple pieces of wire, or a piece of wire I should say. We'll connect it up to the speaker and solder it down. Run the speaker wire back to the speaker terminals on the back. Now it really doesn't matter which side I connect it to, the right side or the left side, doesn't matter. We have a left and right output here, and we have the grounds over here. Both grounds are both connected to the same place. Doesn't matter which channel I put it on, either one will work. The other one will just not be connected to anything. Okay, the bottom's ready to go on, and then we'll grab a couple of old 78s and let them play for a bit. I'll go grab some ones from my own collection. I got a bunch of those crappy opera records that were given to me. I won't be picking those. I'll grab some a little bit better quality material that were recorded in the I think probably the 40s and into the 50s, just before the 78s fell out of favor. So let me go grab a couple of records and we'll see how this sounds. Just to give you an idea how good this speaker actually does sound, I got the radio going here. Take a listen to this.
Yeah, I've been working all week and I'm tired and I don't want to sleep.
So no problem for the sound quality. If I had a pair of those speakers, I could put one on the other side and turn it into stereo. But again, this unit here is only ever going to get turned on if I want to play one of my old classic 78s. So this is one of my books of 78 records. There's, I don't know, a dozen or so of them in here. Boston Pops. Let's see how much of this I can get away with. Probably 10 seconds or less. Okay, let's listen to this. Oops. This is an automatic return. Oops, where are we here? Might help if I put it on phono. Not bad. Yeah, you'll hear some surface noise from the record itself, which is unavoidable. At the end, it returns. So that's that one. Good old Victor records. What else have I got in here? it's a little more. I've got multiple records stuck down in the same sleeve here, so I can get more in here. What else is in here? Oh, Bing Crosby. Oh, yeah, everybody will know. I can't play this. I really can't play this one because this is a classic that's played every year, but I'll drop the needle for a few seconds.
Listen, children, listen, just like the ones I used to know.
Okay, that's about all I can play of that. That's an original White Christmas. These were my grandmother's and mother's records. So I kind of inherited these ones. I keep these ones separate from the rest of the crap that I would never ever in a million years get caught listening to dead. That being that being the put that one down the wrong sleeve. Opera. I'm not a fan of opera. Especially the really old stuff that was recorded without amplification, without mixings and so forth. What do we got down in this one? We got Boston Pops, another Boston Pops. They were, I guess, pretty popular back then. Record music not playing. None of these records have been played in, probably 60 years. Maybe they've been sitting in an attic. I'm surprised that they actually play as well as they did. These ones were all in, they were, say, from my grandmother's collection, and then my aunt had them, and then I inherited them when she passed away, and they've been sitting in my storage unit ever since. I've got more. This is just one of them. I brought one album down. I've got more of these records, but as I say, a lot of them were opera, so I've left them behind. I got to go through and see what the rest of them are. Bring all the pop ones down, because this stuff's great stuff, right? And to answer your question, yes, this does sound better than the old Edison. The old Edison one, you can listen to it, but it certainly sounds a lot better with a proper pickup. And this isn't even a proper 78 needle, but it is a larger. It's not like a micro groove needle, but it has been monoed, so you get rid of a lot of that surface hiss that occurs from playing it on a stereo cartridge. And again, I got the treble turned up. I can probably bring this down and get rid of some of that. So basically what I've done now is I've turned something that was completely useless, that I picked up just to steal the motor out of. I turned something that was junk, that was going, everyone said throw that thing out, recycle it. I've turned something that was complete junk and completely useless now into a very useful unit that doesn't have to be connected to anything. No hassle of digging out speakers. If I want to play an old 78 record, I go just grab this and plug it in. I got a speaker built into the side now. I can enjoy it, and if I want to record this, for example, I can still use the outputs on the back to make a recording if I want to record these old records, which I probably will do after I clean them up, because, say, they're in pretty rough shape as they sit, because, you know, they've been sitting around for many, many, many years. Most of these ones I've never even listened to. They were just in a collection of records, and I stuck them away and forgot about them. So I guess I might be going through and digging through my old 78 records and seeing what gems I have, because I got a few. Anyway, as usual, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.